The iSimangaliso Wetland Park was listed as South Africa's first World Heritage Site in December 1999 in recognition of its superlative natural beauty and unique global values. Thandi Shabalala, Tourism Information Coordinator of iSimangaliso Wetland Park, has taken time out of her busy schedule to give us a private tour of this 330,000 hectare piece of land in just 2 days, and she'll be answering all of our many questions to give us more insight of the park before we explore it ourselves. Thandi, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we go any further, I just want to say this place is amazing. I've been on a boat cruise and there's nothing like this. Let's start with the name, iSimangaliso. Some of my viewers don't understand Zulu. What does it mean and how fitting is the name for this wetland park?
Thank you, Cindy. iSimangaliso actually is a perfect description of this place, of the park. It's a Zulu word which means miracles or wonder. So it actually perfectly describes the beauty of this area, the biodiversity that we have here, the uniqueness of the place.
Just give us a brief history of this place before it was a World Heritage Site, and what made it to be the first South African World Heritage Site.
Some of the areas within this park have been under conservation or were declared protected areas as long as 100 years or even over 100 years now. Like the eastern shores on the other side of this lake, St. Lucia, was declared a protected area as far back as 1895. So it has been under conservation, and there were some animals there. So when the park then became a World Heritage Site, we had to upgrade and reintroduce a lot of other animals, rebuild infrastructure and things like that. But what led to this park becoming a World Heritage Site is the sand dunes on our eastern shores, where in the 1970s were discovered to contain a mineral called titanium. So that mineral raised some interest from a number of organizations that wanted to mine this titanium, because it gets used for a number of things, including production of makeup, your smoky eyes, toothpaste, some metals that are used for a number of things. So they wanted to mine it, but the residents, knowing the value that the beauty, the natural beauty of this place has, they opposed to the mining of the area. And those included people like our late President Nelson Mandela and Inkosi Mangosuthu Buthelezi. He signed that petition against the mining of the sand dunes on our shores here. And that argument led to this park becoming a World Heritage Site, because some recommendations were made that instead this park should be conserved for ecotourism, and as a result also was listed as a World Heritage Site.
Now the park is known for some of the world-renowned destinations that it has. Can you just talk us through them?
As much as people don't know enough yet about this name, iSimangaliso Wetland Park, but a number of destinations within the park have been known over the years for the number of experiences that each one has. And we refer to these destinations as jewels of iSimangaliso. And they include the Lake St. Lucia that we're cruising on. And it's a jewel because it's the largest estuarine system in the whole of Africa. There are areas like Cape Vidal, which is known for beautiful beaches. There's some accommodation there, upmarket campsites that are there. There are some self-catering accommodation options there. There's a lot of activities, other activities. As you go into Cape Vidal, you do a nice game drive getting there. And then within minutes from the bush, you are right at the beach. So there's a number of things that each destination will offer. The destinations include areas like Umkhuze, which is known for as a bird's paradise. In the park, in the iSimangaliso, we have 526 bird species. In Umkhuze alone, which is less than 50,000 hectares, we have 420 species of birds just within that park, so within that section of the park. And then we have areas like Sodwana Bay, which is amongst the top 10 dive spots in the world. because of the coral reefs that we have there. So all the destinations here, they offer unique experiences, and they are all special in their own right.
Let's talk about animals that are found throughout the park. Like behind us right now, we're looking at these beautiful hippos.
When you speak of iSimangaliso, you speak biodiversity, and that means you have variety of all things. It's a number of ecosystems, different ecosystems, which means we have habitat for different things, different vegetation, different animals. We have hippos here that have been here. The park had to reintroduce a number of animals, but the hippos have been here forever, even though we've always had communities living here, but the hippos have been resident here. But the animals, we have big five. Recently introduced lions on the Mkuze section of iSimangaliso, so we have big five. But if we were to speak of the marine section as well, we actually have big seven, because we have the whale and the shark.
Wow. So
iSimangaliso has a lot to offer.
Now, the whole day today, we've been going through the eastern shores, the western shores. There's so much that this place offers. What does it offer the community? How do they benefit from the park?
For this iSimangaliso to conserve this park, which is a people's park, is a benefit to the communities. But over and above that, iSimangaliso has a number of programs that are directed specifically to benefiting the communities. It's one of our mandates as iSimangaliso to ensure the upliftment of the social livelihoods. But we do that in a number of ways, like ensuring there are job opportunities. We will see as we walk around the park now, here and there, you will see a group of people working in the bush, clearing the alien plants. And those people, they get job since the park started. They got the contracts. Every year there are people who will be there eradicating the alien plants to ensure that the place is kept natural. So other than the job opportunities, they get skills. We do skills transfers. We do, there are a number of training programs that we have. There's a bursary program that we have in iSimangaliso. This year we have 50 learners that are in the universities doing tourism and conservation related studies to ensure that they come back. They are from the neighboring communities, so they must come back and plow back into iSimangaliso.
Talking about plowing back and conservation, what are some of the measures that you guys have to make sure that these animals still have a livelihood that they maintain and are kept safe? A
lot of things actually, apart from the day-to-day nature conservation that is done on the ground to ensure that the land is rehabilitated, there is enough water and so on, the lake system is in order and all that. But we also go out and educate the communities. We go out and educate the youth. We have environmental education for learners that are at school to make sure that they understand, firstly, why we have to conserve. What benefit is it to them? So that alone ensures that in the future there will always be people who are going to carry on and ensure that this place is conserved for all future generations. So for me, that is key.
Where do you see this park going, and what should we look out for?
A lot since I got to know iSimangaliso has been done. Infrastructure has been developed. There are new facilities that ensure that the day visitor experience is improved. And apart from that, the idea is to return this place to its natural state. So when we talk about dropping fences with the neighboring reserves, it's to ensure that the animals are able to flow around from the northern sections to here to iSimangaliso through to the other neighboring reserves as they used to naturally in the past.
What are your marketing strategies to make sure that people know this place, they are aware and they are able to come during the holiday seasons or whenever?
People are not aware enough. We still have a lot to do. I would say the main thing in our strategy is to ensure that local tourism is growing, because we still have to market locally. This place is known a lot internationally. We get a lot of international tourists here, but we don't get enough local tourists. And we still have to change the mindset. When I say that we work with the communities, we still have a lot of mindset changing to do in terms of making people aware that you don't really have to have lots of money to be able to travel. You need to appreciate what's close right there at your doorstep and use that. And learn enough about it before you look out for the dollars to be able to go to America and all those places. Appreciate your own.
Now, as a first-time visitor, I'm going to need your guided help in terms of where do I start in getting to know this place?
Well, the boat cruise is just to ease you up, actually. There's a whole lot to do. And this Eastern Shores is like the gateway to iSimangaliso. So it offers a lot for everyone. So you can choose. You can do, we can from here go and do snorkeling at Cape Vidal. But as we get to Cape Vidal, we'll be doing some nice game drive. You can do a self-guided game drive to Cape Vidal. Or you can go with one of our licensed operators and get some professional experience and knowledge from them. You can even get some adrenaline pumping a bit, do some deep sea fishing for a change. I know that's not very easy for some of us.
Yeah.
Kind of faint-hearted. But you can also do some diving, scuba diving.
Wow.
For start, I just hope you're going to tell me that you've done that.
No, I haven't.
So when are we planning to do that?
Depending on the time, but we'll see.
Okay, horse riding.
Okay, that's
on
something
the
I
shores of the Indian Ocean. Or do some game driving, some game viewing on horseback for a change.